Goober and Ash, both 22, had been friends since childhood. Their bond was unbreakable. They had shared countless memories from their first day of school to their high school graduation. They were more like brothers than friends. They shared a love for music, especially Lil Wayne. His lyrics spoke to them, and his beats were the soundtrack to their lives. They would spend hours listening to his albums, dissecting every line and beat. One Friday night they headed to a Lil Wayne concert. The energy was electric. The crowd was buzzing with excitement, and the anticipation was palpable. They could feel the bass thumping in their chests as they made their way to the front of the stage. Music pulsed through their veins. Every beat, every lyric resonated with them. They felt connected to everyone around them, united by the music.
We sang and danced, lost in the moment. It was as if nothing else in the world mattered. We were free, alive, and completely in sync with the music and each other.
After the concert, they hit a club riding the high of the performance. The club was packed, the music loud and the lights flashing. They felt invincible, carried by the rhythm of the night. They danced until the early hours, their laughter echoing in the darkness. The night seemed endless, filled with joy and camaraderie. They were making memories that would last a lifetime.
It was almost 3 a.m. when we decided to call it a night. We were exhausted but happy, our bodies tired from dancing, but our spirits still high.
Goober's small apartment, located on the top floor of an old building, was their usual crash pad. It was a cozy space filled with memories of their many nights out. It was closer than Ash's place. The view from the window was spectacular, with city lights twinkling in the distance. They piled into Goober's beat-up Honda Civic, exhausted but exhilarated. The car was old, but it had character, just like their friendship. They laughed and reminisced about the night as they drove home, already planning their next adventure. A strange unease gripped Goober as he unlocked the apartment door. The air felt heavy, different. He shrugged it off, attributing it to fatigue. The day had been long and exhausting, and all he wanted was to collapse on the couch and forget about everything for a while. They stumbled in, flicking on the lights. The apartment looked normal, yet the unsettling feeling persisted. It was as if the shadows in the corners were watching them, waiting for something. They exchanged uneasy glances, but said nothing, each hoping the other would dismiss the feeling. They crashed on the worn-out couch, too tired to move to the bedroom. The comfort of the familiar cushions was a small relief, and soon they drifted into a restless sleep, the day's worries temporarily forgotten.
Hours later, a sudden noise jolted me awake. It was 4 a.m. My heart pounded. The front door stood wide open, a silhouette filling the frame. I couldn't believe my eyes. Who could it be at this hour? Panic surged through me. Fear, cold and sharp, shot through me. "Ash, wake up!" I whispered urgently, my voice trembling. The figure in the doorway remained still, almost as if it were waiting for something.
He shook Ash awake, whispering urgently. The urgency in his voice was enough to pull Ash from the depths of sleep. Confusion and fear clouded her eyes as she tried to make sense of the situation. Ash's eyes flew open, widening in terror as he saw the open door. The reality of the situation hit her like a cold wave, and she clutched the blanket tightly, her mind racing with possibilities.
"What the—" The words barely escaped her lips as she stared at the silhouette, her heart pounding in her chest. The night had taken a terrifying turn, and they were far from prepared for what was to come.
Goober's blood ran cold. He recognized the intruder. It was a face he hadn't seen in years, a face that haunted his nightmares. It was Gooby, his older brother, the brother he thought he'd never see again. Gooby, who had been committed to an asylum years ago. The memories of that day came flooding back, the day they took him away, Gooby holding a machete, its blade glinting under the dim light. The sight of the weapon sent a chill down Goober's spine. He whispered a silent prayer, hoping for a miracle. His heart pounded in his chest, each beat louder than the last. Gooby's eyes darted around, a manic glint in them. It was clear he wasn't the same person anymore.
You thought you could forget about me? You thought you could just move on?
Panic threatened to consume them. They were trapped. The walls seemed to close in, the air thick with fear. The fire escape was outside their apartment door. It was their only hope, their only chance at survival. Goober grabbed Ash, pulling him towards the bedroom. They had to move quickly, every second counted. They barricaded the door with whatever they could find, furniture, books, anything to buy them time. The sound of their frantic movements filled the room. Gooby's muffled roars sent shivers down their spines. The door shook with each of his attempts to break through. He was trying to break in. The door wouldn't hold for long.
"We need to get out of here now. There's no time to waste."
Goober noticed a small window in the bedroom. It was their only chance. Heaving with fear and adrenaline, they managed to pry open the old window. They squeezed through the opening, dropping onto the fire escape below. They didn't stop running until they reached the bright lights of a 24-hour McDonald's.
Safe at last, we recounted the horrific events to the police.
Despite a citywide search, Gooby was never found. His whereabouts remained an unsolved mystery. Every creak, every shadow served as a chilling reminder of that night, the night of terror.
That sounds terrifying. I hope you both are okay now.